brand new battle. And wow, what a heart-pounding couple of days it's been for Usher and his family. His 5-year-old son is now recovering after a frightening pool accident yesterday. Here's just a bit of his aunt's bone-chilling 911 call.
What's the status of your emergency?
Yes, I have. My nephew was in the pool, and he went. I couldn't get him. I tried to get him. They got him out now doing CPR on him.
Is he breathing?
Is he breathing? Is he breathing?
Wow, just gives me chills. Really, really terrifying. Thank goodness little Usher Raymond V was breathing. He's now recovering from his injuries in the hospital. But that accident has now reignited the vicious war with Usher's ex, the mother of his 2 kids, Tameka Raymond. She just filed for an emergency custody hearing to get her boys back. But should Usher lose custody over what appears to just be a terrible accident? With me now in New York, HLN's Jane Velez-Mitchell. Hey, Jane. So that 911 call, I mean, wow, talk about terrifying. And just thinking about Usher's son still being in intensive care after the accident really makes me shudder. I am sure Usher and his ex-wife are reeling over this very close call. It's been a troubling couple of days. But here's my countdown question for you. Does the accident prove in any way that Usher is a negligent dad?
Well, look, the devil's in the details, AJ. Pool accidents, a leading cause of death and injury for children in the United States, so it can happen anywhere to anyone. However, the ex is saying that Usher is away from his kids 85% of the time. That's too much. And look, he's successful. Successful people are often not home. But nobody is going to take care of your kids like the parents themselves, not an aunt, not a nanny. And if he is leaving him 85% of the time with a nanny or an aunt, that's a problem.
Yeah, and that's exactly the argument that Tameka is making back in court. She was right there insisting, hey, he's away from his kids way too often. Let me bring in attorney Darren Kavanaugh. He's host of Deadly Sins on Investigation Discovery. Darren, I know you've really been looking into this, so here's another big question tonight. Is Usher's ex just taking advantage of this accident to win her custody battle, as it kind of seems?
Well, she's certainly using it to get leverage, but the real legal question is, are these changed circumstances, or was this just a horrible accident that was going to happen no matter who was parenting young Usher? And I think ultimately, at the end of the day, unless there's some new information, it's probably more likely to be in the latter category, that this wasn't dependent on Usher and his schedule. And the other thing I'd point out is that even if he is gone 85% of the time, as Jane just pointed out, is that some new circumstance, or has that been his long-standing pattern that was the case back when the judge issued the original order in 2012? Well, hang on, but my wondering in all of this is there something more that's going on here? Either that mom had some baggage, or was there something going on with the judge and Usher? There's got to be more to this story, and I think as we start to get into it,
I'll tell you what's more to this story. Money talks.
Is it that, Jane? Because obviously, I've been hearing people saying this all day. It's really unusual for a mother to not have custody. We, of course, don't know all the details in this particular situation, but there's got to be a reason. I'd like to not be so cynical to think that it's just the fact that Usher has loads of money. Obviously, he can provide lots of excellent care for these kids.
Look, maybe he has every right to get primary custody, then spend primary time with your kids. Don't use your leverage, your power, your wealth, your fame to get primary custody of kids, and then allegedly, purportedly, I don't know, I'm not there watching him, spend 85% of the time away from the kids and leave them with the nanny and the aunt.
But that's your judgment about what good parenting looks like, Jane, and that's not ultimately what the court's concerned with. At the end of the day, what the court really cares about is what is in the best interest of those of the children. And we don't know what was going on with mom. We don't know. I hope it's not just that Usher's loaded and that's really what's carried the ball. If it is, the judge that's now going to be hearing this case on Friday better make some changes.
And at the end of the day, what we really hope is that Usher's son is just going to recover, as much as possible very quickly.
We can all agree on that.
Sounds like he's on the right path, so let's focus on that and move on.